All right, let's talk proof of weak hands 3D. Let's kind of give an update. I haven't spoken about proof of weak hands in a while. It is still one of my holdings, by the way. I actually was gonna invest about $300 today and probably another 100 or 200 a little later in the month. But there's this crazy thing going on right now with, I'll show you. Let me just show it to you. It's simple enough. So I got one P3D token currently at about 203. My current total holdings is 786 approximately in Tether, $786. So let's go back to buy and reinvest. I'll show you the problem. GUI. The gas price is 20 GUI right now. That's quite high. I just don't want to pay that. It's not worth it. Right now there's some things going on. There's some airdrops going on in the cryptocurrency space. So there's a high volume of transactions taking place. And I'm just not willing to, I just don't want to pay that much gas. I mean, I paid as much as 2 and 3 gas. I don't want to pay 20. Now this has come down a lot. It was like 60 and 70 GUI yesterday. So I'm going to wait for it to come down a little bit even before I do my reinvestment, which is interesting in its own right because, you know, there's probably a lot of people waiting, and it actually might be beneficial to pay the GUI now just because when gas prices drop, there may be a lot of people jumping in. There is Proof of Weak Hands 3D has one of the foundational cornerstones that any project, if you're going to invest in it, this is what you need to be paying attention to. Is there a active development community behind the project? Are they looking to move the project forward? With Proof of Weak Hands 3D, that is exactly correct. There is a in fact the delay, there is a delay in FOMO3D, which is a layered project on top of Proof of Weak Hands 3D, P3D. FOMO3D is a game that's coming out. I think it's going to do quite well. Let me see if I can pull that up. I don't know if I can right now. Here I found this FOMO3D explained. Oh, actually, it's a bit of a game. I'll tell you the pros and the cons about FOMO3D. First of all, it's a very innovative game. The way it works, the concepts behind it, it is very, very interesting. It is a bit of a gambling game, and that, depending on who you are, that's a pro or a con. I believe that it will do well. It will probably do well, and I'll put this link here if you want to read all about it. I believe that it will probably do well, and the reason that it will do well is because games, the most common gambling games that exist are dice games for Bitcoin. They have existed almost as Bitcoin was created, and for whatever reason, I think it's because of the transparency. It's because they're provably fair. You can look at the blockchain. You don't have to worry about it feeling like it's a rigged game against you. Yes, in dice games, they are, they're not zero-sum games. Zero-sum means there's always a winner, always a loser. In dice games, a house essentially always wins because there's a house edge built in. But it's a provable edge on the blockchain. So you can always prove that, the house isn't taking more than they should for giving you a chance to be able to play. FOMO3D is interesting because there's no house edge, essentially. It is just a full zero-sum game, which means there's no quote-unquote unfair advantage that I've been aware of, and someone can correct me on that if I'm wrong, but it's a really fascinating concept. Now, the con is I think it's slightly complicated. It's not that complicated once you read through it and you understand it and you play it a couple times. I've played one of the test nets. I've tested it out. It looks to be very, very interesting, and it's going to create volatility and rewards for P3D at the same time. If you need to understand kind of how FOMO3D, which is also going to be a token, and P3D, how they are interrelated, I would recommend that you come down here and you just kind of read the game overview and kind of go through it. But the main net was supposed to be launched, but because gas prices are so high, they decided to delay that for now. But as soon as gas prices come down, I suspect that we'll see the main net launch, and we're going to see volume pick up, which means rewards are going to pick up. Now, if you don't understand this, what makes P3D so fascinating, if I can keep from, let me just back up here. What makes it so very interesting is the way that it works. So, for example, when you buy P3D tokens, every time the tokens are bought or sold, there's a 10% exchange fee or transaction fee. Every time you buy or sell the token, you pay a 10% fee. No different than if you go to someplace like Coinbase, for example, and you buy Bitcoin, you pay like a 3% fee or whatever. However, this fee is paid basically in the value of your token. It doesn't go to quote unquote Coinbase. Where does the 10% fee go to? It doesn't go to the owners of Proof of Weekends, or does it? It doesn't go to the creators or the developers. It goes to anyone who owns Proof of Weekends tokens, or P3D tokens as they're called. Everybody who owns a token gets a percentage, a micro percentage of the fees. So they're distributed. So by holding the token, so when you see over here, I've got this P3D tokens reinvest gauntlet rewards. The gauntlet rewards, I have earned this just by holding these tokens, these 203 tokens. So every token, so I'm going to reinvest. So I'm basically going to, once the gas prices come down, I'm going to reinvest that token. So then I'll have basically 204 tokens. I'm going to invest some more Bitcoin so I can get even more tokens. And my goal is to ultimately just keep collecting tokens. I believe long term that this currency is this cryptocurrency or cryptocurrency like this concept of a smart contract has a lot of really financial disruptive meanings in the financial industry and potentially currently in the crypto industry. So it's very early. It's very much a risky investment, but I love any investment, especially in the crypto space, that allows me to be able to buy and hold, but still be able to earn some kind of reward or passive income just for holding the token. And so I'm still holding tokens. I'm not going anywhere. There's other smart contracts out there. P3D for me right now is the main one with the most development behind it that I'm aware of. So I'm continuing to watch this, and people are always trying to spam my channel, and I just delete those comments, with other products out there. I don't even look at them right now because I'm just paying attention. I want to see where the testnet goes for FOMO3D. Basically what happens with FOMO3D is this part of the volume in FOMO3D that is created gets kicked back down into P3D tokens. So the holders of P3D basically earn rewards not only from the buying and selling of P3D, but they also earn rewards from the game of the people playing FOMO3D. So it's very interesting. I love what's happening here. I love the fact that it's got real development taking place behind it, that it's an original concept. It's not just a pie in the sky white paper. The developers are actually doing something here that is interesting and creative all at the same time. So ultimately, I'm gonna, my goal is basically to keep for now at least $1,000 worth of fiat here. So I'm gonna add to this because I believe there's a potential that this could explode. Worst case scenario, we're a part of a unique experiment in history and it's kind of fun to watch, but I believe there's potential that it could explode. And that's not financial advice. I'm an amateur crypto investor at this point, so don't be taking advice from me. But I think it's totally fascinating. And I encourage you to take a look at least at what Proof of Weekends 3D is doing. Come to the website, read through it. It's really fascinating. And at the same time, you can come over here and take a look at the FOMO3D and the wiki, as they call it, the wiki, and just kind of read about it and how it works and how the game works and how it affects P3D. I mean, to my knowledge, there's really never been anything like this yet in the crypto space. So we are way, way early. I mean, this is absolute pioneer stuff in this space. So it's kind of exciting. It's fun. It's thrilling to watch. This is actually the part where if there's going to be fortunes made, it's now. The market's pretty quiet. The Ethereum price of P3D is actually dropping because they're not doing a whole lot. They're just kind of sitting and holding and waiting. And people are always trying to buy and sell, hop into the next exciting thing. But I believe those that have quote unquote, pun intended, strong hands, if this concept kicks off, and I believe that it will, I believe the potential return could be massive. But hey, what do I know? I'm the crazy guy trying to turn $0 into one full Bitcoin through my shenanigans. But thank you so much for watching my channel. I would love to hear your comments below. If you're currently holding on to P3D tokens, I would love to know, what are your thoughts on what's taking place? I would love to just kind of, get your input. Obviously, if you're still holding the tokens, you're one of the strong hands, you're one of the holdouts. Why are you still holding the tokens? What do you believe? What do you like most about what's taking place? I would love to hear it down below in the comment. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification icon, and please give me a thumbs up.